Where's your boy?
I feel like one of the bigger words in my life has kind of been perseverance.
You're going to the beach. You've never been to the beach before. This is going to be interesting.
I mean, things have always been tough. I come from a college where things were tough every day. That's just what it was. And you walk in the building, you just know today's going to be tough. Growing up, I kind of, had a tougher life in certain aspects, but, we were able to overcome it as a family, able to overcome it as a unit. And I always saw my mom go to work, do what she had to do. I saw my grandmother go to work and late into her, in her older years, my granddad, my aunt. So, those people went to work and, and I saw them, push themselves to the bare bones and make sure me, my brother and sister had it when we needed. So for me to be able to come and do football, of all things, is like something that I feel like I'm built to do, I'm made to do mentally and physically. That's just what it is.
Hey, Jamaree.
How you doing?
Good. Hey, I know it's been a long wait, but we're on the clock here in the 6th round. We're going to get ready to select you right now. Are you excited?
Yes, sir. I'm very excited. I'm like a hungry dog over here. Appreciate you.
With the 195th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Jamaree Salyer, guard, Georgia.
In no way thought I was going to be a 6th round pick. I thought that, my college tape was pretty good. My resume kind of spoke for itself. But, yeah, of course, I came in, with that chip on my shoulder. And for me, it was trying to dominate every single day, every single rep. Obviously, I had something I wanted to prove. And I kind of learned about, that, as a 6th round pick, you got to make the team. Day one, let's do it. And it kind of humbled me in a way because it gave me a sense of direction as far as like things to work on and a sense of truth. And I think that I'm very, grateful for that from that perspective because it gave me something to be like, all right, well, I got to prove myself every single day. So.
It is bad news for the Chargers on their left tackle, Rashawn Slater.
Out for the season. That means the rookie 6th round pick out of Georgia, Jamaree Salyer, will get the start at left tackle.
On the draw, Eckler with a lot of space. Sprinting for the pylon, and he's in for his 2nd touchdown of the day. This one from 20 yards out.
My first start right at left tackle.
Yeah, Jamaree's been a real bright spot for our team.
Here we go. Take it where he wants to go. Good. Hey, it's your world, Jamaree. I'm just living in it.
There's always some obstacle that you're gonna have to persevere. Right now, it could be that we're 0-2, but we try to take 1 week at a time. I know that's the perspective that the coaches do, and I kind of fall in line with that as well. Is that every week has a life of its own. I mean, the weeks go by fast. When the season starts to go, so you can't really hang your hat too much on what happened last Sunday or the Sunday before. The weeks just keep going, so we got to keep moving.
Sun definitely came out. It comes out quick.
Roger! Hey, jump! You got jump! You got jump left! Hey, jump left! Jump left!
We got the best O-line in the world right here, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, these boys blocking their ass off.
Yeah, for real.
Lockdown, ha ha ha.
LT, you talk about running the ball. They were last in the league in running the football. Kellen Moore comes in, always ran the ball well in Dallas, LT. What kind of changes do you see up front where they can run the ball more effectively than they did a year ago?
When he first got hired, he and I kind of talked at length. And the big thing we talked about was, and we were aligned on this, was let's ask our players to do what they do well.
Good. I like it. So we're starting on the 15. Any runs you want? We're starting on the 15.
15.
And I think a lot of that went to when Kellen first got hired, and he and I talked to really just emphasizing, what we felt schematically was best for the guys we have here, and just trying to highlight those in what we call and what we practice and what we do.
Ready to ball, come off the ball, come off the ball.
That might be one of the strengths of the offensive line is the interior offensive line. Those guys can move people off the ball.
Yeah, that's real. You're blocking a guy, you're like, F this guy. Send him. Here we go. Come and feed him fish heads.
All right, guys, here we go. Jamaree here we go. Give it up for him.
All right, so let's get into it. I was born and raised in East Atlanta. Mom got tired of me eating up all the food in the house, so she made me play sports. I started off at Pace Academy. This is me my freshman year. This is me my freshman year at Pace. Spent 4 years at Georgia. My interests. We'll get right to it. Around. Food. Exclamation point. Food.
Try to be a people mover. That's what I am. You know, I'm 6'4", 330. You know, I'm a people mover, so that's what I try to be every single day.
That was great. And then the words of wisdom, I guess. My granddad used to always say this. I try to live by it, but he said there's nothing more dangerous than a man that knows who he is and what he's there to do. So if you see me walking the buffet, you know what I'm there to do. But no, seriously, I mean, I feel like we take this motto as a team, just, know who we are, know our identity, know what we're there to do. I mean, we anybody up. I try to take that motto myself. I know who I am. I know what I'm good at. And I try to work on the things that I'm not, but I don't try to get too far outside of myself. As long as we don't do that, we don't got no superheroes, we'll anybody up. So, that's it.
If out of everybody in our starters, if all of you went to the bank and said, let me get all my money out, I'm the only one that can do it. Is that true or not? Is that true or not?
Just reminders, we build this thing, right? We're going to finally get into some pads here in a few days. We're going to be able to start building this foundation here, okay? So it's a downhill run team, right? We're getting this thing north and south.
You got to have someone to be able to pound that rock in between the tackles. A guy like Joshua Kelley, getting him going. We saw glimpses last year of Joshua Kelley being able to affect the run game in between the tackles.
So every time you hit the field, man, just make sure you got a plan and a purpose while you're out here, all right? Have a plan, all right, and execute that plan and focus on those small details, those fundamental things, and trying to gain that, that compound interest that we talked about. You know what I mean? Getting better, one day at a time. Got it? Hands inside, work the fundamentals. Now work the fundamentals, hands inside. Boom, good. I think a part of, coaching or teaching is being able to recognize the strengths and weaknesses of your players. In the offseason, we had several conversations. We studied ourselves. We went back and, hey, this is where we can improve. We can get better at doing this. We can get better at doing that.
Pass pro.
Pass pro. Let's go.
Get your mind right, baby. Here you go, Jack. Hey, sit down. Good stuff. Way to fight the bull, baby. Way to fight the bull. Good fight. Good boy. No, you're good. He thought he was going to blast you. People don't understand, he works hard. He's a very hard worker. And I'm talking about he has himself a routine when he's in the building, when he's at practice.
That's fine, be patient, right?
Even when we text back and forth on certain things, he's very hard on himself. And I push him. He's created that routine off the field.
There you go, good.
He's a willing learner.
To be honest, I feel like I've grown a lot mentally. I feel like I've just studied the game of football so much. I feel like my first couple of years, it was more so what I was doing in the building, but a lot of what gives you that edge is outside the building. I took a couple of creative writing classes. I took a lot of history of motion pictures. I took a screenwriting class, and man, it's become a huge passion of mine. So I love writing. I love watching films and critiquing films, seeing the layers behind it, and that's something I really want to do, 2, 3. Oh, right over here? I might have that at home. Oh, okay. Really just channeled that creativity and that imagination I had. I'm definitely 100% gonna make a film. example, like if you're writing a scene, it's like you could have the great plot, but you also need great characters.
It's the preseason finale for the Los Angeles Chargers as they take on the San Francisco 49ers.
And they need to be memorable characters. Same thing, you know, when you're playing football. Like, when you're in that hotel room the day before the game, the night before the game, the day of, it's like, I'm going through plays in my head. Like, you got to see myself making those cuts, making those touchdowns. Like, you have to see that in your head.
Something that was discussed coming into training camp. Who would grab that number 2 running back behind Austin Eckler and get this run going? There's Kelley. He's got a seam into the open grass. 50. Outside the numbers, 30.
And you also need a great climax.
He's off to the races. He is in. No flags. Touchdown Chargers, 75 yards. Brandon Staley fired up.
Brought a little life to the group there, Dan.
I think the story you want to tell is just like how far can I push developing and growing as a man, as a family man, as a husband, brother, friend, man of God, all that. How can I continuously improve and grow and get better? I think it's all about growing. I genuinely love football, and I feel like for me, I can get so much better.
Just to see us grow from my first season being here up until now, and really seeing the success that he's having on the field.
Gotta get fresh for the game, dog.
Waiting for kickoff, 1:25 p.m. Chargers 2023 campaign will be underway.
Well, it was the first game of the year, so for us, it was really the first time as a group that we were going to be on the field together.
It's about doing your job. You're prepared for it. You're built for it. All right, this is what you work hard for. So from the jump, get on their ass. You got it? You got it. Let's go.
Keep stacking them up, baby. Nothing crazy ain't gotta be Superman. The plays happen within our fundamentals. We already know that. All right, let's get it. We some beats, all right?
We some beats.
This is going to be a big challenge against this Miami front, but I think they're up for the challenge.
In the backfield, it'll be Austin Eckler looking to build off those 38 touchdowns, receiving and rushing combined the last 2 seasons.
Big picture, this is what we need to do offensively. All right, here's our blueprint for this football game. It's going to start with the run game.
Botched exchange leaves them with no points. A turnover. Nick Williams comes up with the fumble. Chargers have it 1st and 10 from the 6. Shotgun snap, handoff to Eckler, working the left side of that line, and he is able to shake off first contact for a gain of 5.
Every time we take the field, it's not to be conservative, it's to attack the field as fast as possible. We're converting, we're moving the ball, we're pushing the ball.
It's not just 1st and 2nd down run game. It's 3rd down and 3. It's throughout all field zones, all down and distances.
What's up, boys?
It'll be a 3rd and 2.
What's up, Herbert?
3rd and 5.
All right, yep, go, 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 go.
New set of downs. Hands to Kelley.
Nice.
All running backs got to get vertical in the run game. You have to establish that mindset.
This is not a team that we saw a year ago. The Chargers with 9 plays, 7 of them have been runs.
And now the Chargers with this drive that started at their own 6, sniffing the red zone.
Go, finish.
When we get in the red area, we want to score. We don't just want to settle for field goals. We want to make sure that we finish with a touchdown.
Also, the defense changes as well. There's not as much field, so everything kind of gets condensed. So you have to change, your tactics. See a lot more running down in there.
Everything's magnified near both end zones, right? Whether you're in the red zone, right, goal line areas going in, or you're backed up.
This has been well executed. Now they just need to finish the drive.
And handoff to Eckler into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers.
That was a complete drive for Kellen Moore's first crack at it with the Chargers.
Right, it wasn't exactly big explosive plays the whole time. We were just chunking it out like we talked about. And then especially when you got down there running the ball to finish it in the end zone, run the ball. It's a good feeling for the lineman. It gives them energy.
Nice job, boys. Nice job. Nice job, nice job. Nice job, nice job, nice job. Yep.
And the Chargers lead the Dolphins with 4:39 to go in the first, 7-0 on the LA Chargers Football Network.
They're already more physical.
Yeah.
Way to run that thing, baby. Let's keep going. We'll keep it marching.
When we take the 3-4 yard gains, those things add up. Sometimes you have to set up that big shot by doing a lot of small runs, setting up some play action.
Damn, that was close.
Just again, as we watch these things, there's some train track opportunities of keeping this thing, okay, vertical, up right through the hash here, following these double teams, right? Best in these 4 and 5 yard runs, okay? Nothing wrong with 4 yards on first down, okay? Because what it leads to is going to be really, really big and explosive plays as it progresses.
The coach used to tell me, if you get 4 yards every play, you're getting a first down, aren't you? Right? You're getting a first down. So if you're just like, hey, if we can get 4, we can get 3, we can get 4. But what that does is it wears down on the defense over time, and that's where your big runs typically come as the game wears on.
Herbert. Oh, he's got the big hole into the secondary. Look at him run. Chase downfield. Holland gets him. Eckler flies for 55.
He was almost surprised with how big the hole was. I mean, there's 8 yards of room.
I was excited to see it. You can feel a sigh of pressure being relieved. Man, it feels good to be running the ball this successful. And I think what we were able to see right there is that him being very dialed and detailed in the offensive line, doing an outstanding job of blocking up front, the tight ends, the receivers, and everybody was on one accord.
Really want to emphasize that this thing came alive, okay? Force, and then hitting this thing north and south, okay? This is a north and south run game, okay, guys? And we got to keep emphasizing this thing.
For a couple weeks. High formation. Herbert himself will take it on a 1st and goal. That's in for a Charger touchdown. They've taken the lead.
That was a big old line. I got to do some back here, I got to take it to the zone.
Josh Kelley in.
You asked me how JK's come along, and his progression has continued to come, really not necessarily in the physical sense. He's always been really physical, but really in the mental aspect of the game, which helps you slow the game down for yourself and understand and play at a higher level.
Herbert. Hands to Kelley. Kelley bouncing left side, and he's got a lane. Kelley, first down yardage. Boy, there seems to be an explosion in Joshua Kelley that we have not seen in previous years. He's all the way inside the 20 to the 18. That's a gain of 13.
I've been very pleased with his growth. And I think he's going to continue to get better because he's willing to work at it. It builds that confidence that he has now.
Kelley into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. And the Bolts are back in business.
Tempo. Right back on the ball, and you could drive a truck through that hole in the middle of the defense.
When it's in your room and it pays off, it's like this. We also share this bond of yes, for the running backs, hey, there was this emphasis that we got to run the ball, and we're having success, we're doing it. So that's why I was so amped. And I mean, I'm just pumped on game days as well. That's just my passion coming out.
Yeah! Let's go, baby! Yeah! Let's go! Good boy! Good. Way to go, boys!
That's what a team looks like, and I think we exemplify that because we're always pulling for one another. There's no selfish player on this team. We're all trying to go in one direction.
In the run game, we had 40 carries for 234 yards and 3 touchdowns. Our running backs ran hard yesterday. They were decisive. Okay, you felt the physicality from the first quarter to the fourth quarter.
JK. We told that thing, baby. Yes, sir, baby. Let's go. Let's go. We told it, baby. We told it, man. That's how we run the ball, huh?
All right, way to run the ball.
Hey, you definitely don't hang your hat on, 1 week of having success or winning or losing. It doesn't matter what it is, what the outcome is. One game's not going to give you that whole picture, right? It's going to give you a snapshot. It's going to give you a little piece of that, which is good. You can still learn from that. It's a starting block. But now how can we build off of that And for us, it goes back to, okay, let's watch the film. What did we do well? What did we not do well?
Jason Sanders kicks a field goal, and that's the difference in this game. Chargers are 0-1, but some good things to come out of this one, DJ.
Came up short though, but you know, moving forward, man. Next week, let's go.
An injury that we're going to be monitoring this week. Austin Eckler popped up on the report.
Didn't practice Wednesday, didn't practice today.
Well, it's the next man up mentality. You know, I hate cliches, but it's really that, right? It's part of the game. It's a long season, right? Injuries are part of the game, unfortunately.
The strength of this Titans team on defense is that defensive front.
It's always some obstacle that you're going to have to persevere, right? Every week has a life of its own. And football is especially NFL, it's such a matchup-based game. You know, this offensive line versus this defensive line, this receiver versus cornerback. And so taking that into account, every week is going to have a life of its own because their best player may play, he may not play, he may be in a different position, they may be using him in a different way.
Looking forward to this one, DJ. Going to be a physical affair. Jamaree Salyer had a heck of a game last week, by the way, DJ. His first
especially in the run game. He was wrecking people in the run game at the first level as well as working up to those linebackers. A great start for him.
You already know this got to be physical. You already know we got to break these in they man. Let's go. Hey, B's on me, B's on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Austin Eckler is out today, and the pressure's also on Josh Kelley, who has to perform.
Stay square, man. You got to be able to take on half a man and run right through his upfield shoulder. Here we go, JK. Come on, JK. Go. Drive. Let's make this a physical football game from the jump. You tee off, get behind your pass, and you run through somebody. You got it? All right, take care of the business. Protect the football, protect the quarterback, protect the family. Everybody got it. You got it, JK. Let's go.
Oh, man, every single play, every opportunity we get, dominate.
Hey, you know what it is, bro. Like, we some hogs. Just like he said, we some hogs. Can't nobody with us. Can't nobody stop us.
Let's go.
He's.
And this crowd getting into it a little bit. Always a good home field advantage for the Titans.
Kelley in the backfield. Now Herbert wants to change the play. 14 on the play clock. Plenty of time. It's a handoff to Kelley. Kelley lowers the shoulder, and with the extra effort, gets the first down. That's a nice hard run from Kelley.
Get a shot, get a shot, get a shot.
And it's play action. Tannehill all kinds of time, has a wide open receiver, caught and dragged down at the 5. Traylon Burks got behind Asante Samuel for 70 yards.
It ain't gonna be pretty, but you gotta get behind your pass and go. But let's get in there. It ain't gonna be pretty. All right, it ain't gonna be, it's gonna be bloody. You know how to get behind your pass and go, okay?
So Titans right back in this one. We knew it'd be tight.
Well, we got you, baby. We got you. We got you, Nick. Hey, we got you. We got you. Come on. We got you.
I think our coaches do a good job of not letting us, go haywire. I think that's something that could be very easy to do.
Kelley trying to follow the block.
Hey, yo,
Smart, and he's into the open area all the way up to the 40.
There you go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just get back to the
yes,
basics.
Sir.
I think that's the most important message, is to get back to the basics of what you're trying to do, and just start doing the little things a little better. Me personally, I truly believe that football comes down to who does little things the best, either on Sunday or throughout the week, and all of those little things.
We're one of the few position groups out there that, they're in every play. Things are going to happen, right? Things are going to happen, and listen, when they do, we just got to move on to the next play. How do I win the next play?
Guys, you try to run through.
Following him anyway.
Because it's like,
Pistol here, hand off to Kelley. Kelley getting those hard yards, pushing the pile. Tannehill from the shotgun, fakes the handoff to the end zone, caught, touchdown. Titans back on top. Westbrook, McKinney.
Let's go. Let's go answer. Let's go answer.
We've seen enough to know this is always a 4-quarter fight.
Herbert looking that way, now looking to the back of the end zone. He's
This is to send it to overtime. And it is right down the middle. We go to OT. Pitch to Spears, and Spears now on his horse into Charger territory at the 48.
They're knocking on the door of field goal range after one play. Man, that's really starting to rain now, Money.
Yeah, it's really coming down. Everybody's scrambling for shelter.
Yeah, it is pouring.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Chargers are 0-2.
know, just as far as the NFL week goes, normally Monday is that day. I think it's important to really look at yourself from a sober perspective. I think in life, this is kind of the same way. I mean, you know, but for us, we have a week-to-week basis where Monday is kind of that day where you look at the film and you got to face it, whatever it is.
We don't get to play Minnesota until Sunday. What's going to make you guys start to feel better is maximizing today. Having good meetings, all right? Flushing this game out.
We in this together. But to be there together, you got to have these tough-ass conversations. We won't get what we want.
I noticed it's a long season. We still have 15 more games. We do control our future and what we want to do on this and our impact that we want to have on this season.
Okay, the big beauty of this NFL, right, is you got to flip the script. We play the game to win, okay? Never forget about that, right? So that's why this sucks, okay? We played this game to win, we didn't get it done, okay? But we just got to keep on moving. It's not the end of the world.
I think the way you go about that is making sure that, man, you come back in, you refocus, you regroup, you do whatever you got to do to get yourself, you know, back to health or whatever, and you continue to move forward. You know, now what are you going to do? You know, and I think that's just now what? What are we going to do next?
Yeah, I heard an analogy once about, you know, you need to have knots in the rope. So you're going to eventually slide, you're going to lose your grip for a second, but man, you want to be able to catch a knot so you don't slide all the way down to the bottom of that rope. And I think about the NFL season in that way. You're going to have losses, you're going to have tough moments, you're going to slip a little bit, but you got to have some knots in the rope. And that usually comes with leadership, that comes with a veteran presence on your team, and it comes with guys who have been through this before. And that's why I look at this Charger team. They have those veteran leaders in place on this roster. So you have a little hiccup, that's fine, let's regroup, let's get going again. Don't allow it to be more than what it was.
I was always told you gotta have a goldfish memory. I feel like for me, you gotta focus on winning. You can only think about winning. You can't think about losing or what happened in the past unless you're going to take something from it, but it's always about winning and what's now.
The mentality doesn't change. At the end of the day, right, that's what you get paid to do. You're waiting for this opportunity, go show why you're here. You know, and then we just kind of keep marching forward. You know, everybody's got problems, and most people are glad you got them.